And so you see that somehow creates the conflict within the society, the conflict between the black and the white people in this case, because most of them had land previously, and now when the president speaks about the expropriation of land, they are now worried and scared that will our land be taken from us? Because black people, they keep on saying we want land. Malema, he keeps on saying we want land, the expropriation of land without compensation. So you see that conflict that is existing within the society between races because of unequal access to resources and the competition that is taking place in the society. So it's like Karl Marx, although this theory was developed very, very long time ago, decades ago, he was analyzing a different society, perhaps, I don't know if it's in Europe, but these theories are still very important. Although some people are saying we should decolonize education, we cannot still stick to the Eurocentric scholars, but we still need these theories. Even in today's society, we can still apply them to understand the society. When Karl Marx, probably when he was developing this theory, he didn't even know that in this today we were going to fight, there was going to be a fight from white people saying that make South Africa great again, that there was going to be a conflict of land, and he was even writing that from a very different setting because he's not even African. So that's how important this classical, we're calling them classical theories. That is how they're still very important. Of course, we can decolonize education by using, let's say, African theorists, but we cannot get rid of the classical, let's say, European thinkers, because their ideas are still relevant for us to use their ideologies even in our African settings and to understand our own societies. Of course, when we study the society, it's different for us to say we study society or understand society compared to how the Europeans study or understand society, because our experiences as individuals in the society are different. Us as Africans, and specifically in this case, South Africans, our way of studying and analyzing the society is very different from how Europeans study or understand societies. Because let's say in this case in South Africa, we have to study and understand the society from our past experiences. And what is our past experience in this case, which is very important? It is the apartheid past, or the apartheid system that somehow shaped where we are today, because the past always influences the future. So that is how we trying to understand societies, applying these different theories from the classical thinkers, although when they were coming up with these theories at that time, it was in a different setting. So, yeah, that's basically with regards to the conflict theory, just in a general or broad view, that inequality, what should come to your mind first is inequality. When you're talking about Karl Marx or conflict theory, the first thing that comes to your mind is what? Inequality. Then, when we bring it home now to the family as an institution, Karl Marx or the conflict theory, it says that family is often not harmonious, which is the contradiction of the functionalist theory. Remember, the functionalists are okay, they see family in a positive outlook, it's so smooth, serves all those functions. However, the conflict theorists are of a different view, that the family is not really harmonious and smooth as the functionalists are viewing it. Family reflects on inequalities, inequality in wealth. Inequality in wealth, we spoke about conferring the social status, which, somehow leads to that inequalities in the societies. Inequality on power, which often entails the gender roles, norms, performance. Inequality in terms of power. Remember, we spoke about authorities in families just now, how power is vested on either a male or female. So to the conflict perspectives, I think also they are of the view that in families, power should not be on one person of authority. And I think this view relates to the feminist theories. They are of the view that there should be equality in terms of power. We shouldn't have the patriarchal or matriarchal families or even societies, but we should live in an egalitarian societies, or even because everything that is happening in the family extends to the society. So once we know that there should be equality in our families, then that would extend to the society if we practice such equality in the family. So if you are a husband, you somehow feel like you are the man of the house and you've got the power, you don't want to listen to your wife, that will extend to the workplace. You will have females in your workplace. You'd want to practice what you are practicing at your home and extend it to your workplace, which as a result will affect the working environment and extend further and further. So that is why it's very important. Hence, family is the first agent of socialization, is the main social institution in the society, because everything starts from the family. So according to the conflict, there's inequality of power, which often entails gender roles, norms, performance. That in the family, we've got what we call gender roles. I don't know if you guys have that at your homes, whereby, your mother is the one that's washing the dishes, cooking, cleaning. Your dad, perhaps, his role is at the garden, if maybe you don't have a garden man. Do you have such gender roles in your families, or things have changed? Are there gender roles or based on your observations?
Yes.
They are still existing?
Yes.
Exactly. So that is what Marx is saying, that somehow that brings inequality should start within the family institution, that there shouldn't be gender roles. We are living in different times. Of course, perhaps previously things were different. We would know that as a woman, your role is to nurture. Obviously you give birth, then you take care of the kids, you clean and all that. But the feminists, also this relates to what the feminists are thinking, to say that there shouldn't be gender roles in our families. It shouldn't be that a woman's place is in the kitchen. A man should also assist. Imagine you are a woman, you are also a career woman, and then you marry a man who would want you, that at the end of the day, mind you, both of you are going to work, but you would want that when both of you knock off, you should again cook, clean while you are tired, because things have changed. That is why people, if you can afford, in these days, they opt for helpers, not nannies, because nannies, they want their kids to be taken off. But they opt for helpers if you can afford. But again, some men would say, if you have a helper, I don't want a helper who would cook for me. You should still cook. I want my wife to cook for me. Those are the different dynamics. But what I'm trying to say is that those are the views that the conflict theory are holding, to say such gender roles and norms performances also contributes to the inequalities that are happening in the society. And like I'm saying, that we have been evolving, we are living in different times. Things have changed. There are no longer gender roles. Men can also help cook, clean, and do all those things. I normally see on TikTok or these different videos that would be trending. Then you see a man would be busy, maybe cooking, and then the wife would be watching TV, and then maybe the mother-in-law would knock, and they would quickly change the roles, just so that the mother-in-law shouldn't say to the husband, what kind of a woman have you married if you're supposed to cook and she's just sitting there? So yeah, the gender roles, and then it further says that mostly husbands have exercised power and authority within family, valuable resources and money. The reason why we used to have, and I think again still in today's society, patriarchal societies or families, is that resources, money contributes to such behavior. Like I said before, our parents would know that our fathers were the ones that were working. And that is why it was okay for them to hold power. But now, because things changed, women are also working. And again, I'm not saying that when women are working and have money, should now disrespect their husbands. But I'm just saying that because things have changed, now here they are saying valuable resources like money contributes to all those inequalities for men to be patriarchal and all that, but because things have changed, which somehow that brings inequality. But now because things have changed, women are also making it big, and they have money. So if you marry an educated woman like yourself, you both working, you contribute, you pay the bills, both of you, then that should be an egalitarian family whereby both of you hold the authority and power. And then, last but not least, it says that marriage and family systems are structured to value productive work and devalue reproductive work. To value productive work and devalue productive work, in a sense that, again, the feminist theory share the same sentiments. To say that women, as I've spoken about gender roles, they are required to nurture and all that, which is a reproductive work. And the conflict theories are of the view that that is not fair, because that kind of work that is done by women is somehow not valued by the society, and you'll find that most women are found to be doing such kind of jobs. You'll find that they would be working in daycare center and all that. And I've spoken about stay-home moms just now. They are contributing to the reproductive work, taking care of the kids and all that. If maybe your husband is working, you are left at home, you are responsible for productive work, which is devalued by the society according to the conflict theorists, because they say that that reproductive work that is done by women at home of nurturing somehow contributes to the society, because the kids that you are taking care of them, tomorrow they will be, people in the society that contributes to the economy, but the society in general doesn't see that as something that can be valued. But mainly the society just value productive work. Productive work in the sense that the one that is done by males, you go work in the mines and companies. That is why that is the only work that is being valued, but the reproductive work done by women is not really valued that much. And then lastly, it says that family passes on social privilege and social disadvantages to its members, transfer of wealth, power, and status from one generation to the other, which is something that we've dwelt much on, even when we're talking about the functionalist theory, that it's used that as being positive when family confers social status. But to the conflict theory, that is a negative outlook that creates inequalities when family confer the social status.